The Family Self-Sufficiency Program is available to our Section 8 and public housing families, and it's basically available to families who want to become economically self-sufficient. Bruce Chan and his mother joined our program in 1998. It's an amazing story of a mom and son team. Bruce was born in Vietnam, and the family lived in a Malaysian refugee camp for a total of 7 years.
We left Vietnam on a refugee boat in hoping of leaving Vietnam, going to the US. But apparently it's a refugee boat and it's not exactly well equipped to navigate to the ocean. We end up in Malaysia. And then we got picked up by one of their boat, and then they brought us into a refugee camp.
While they were in this refugee camp, they lived in basically a room, he explained to me, that was the size of a standard living room. And they had to actually share this room with a total of like 10 people, and they weren't all family members. So it was pretty tight quarters that they were having to live in. And they lived there for 7 years and prior to moving to the US.
Actually, when we first moved here, we stayed with a relative in California. Then we moved to Arizona. Then we moved to Florida. Then we moved to Texas. Then we moved back to Arizona. So it's taking us some time to find a place. Because first, other people, we don't have the help, the assistance. We finally settled in Arizona because he finally was qualified for public housing. So we applied for the city of Chandler, and we waited for about a year. Then we got qualified. Then we joined Section 8. At that time, I was a Section 8 specialist. That was Lily. No, actually, Zelda. It was Zelda. Then after we joined the Section 8 program in 2007, then I heard about the FSS program and how to buy a house. That's when I talked to Zelda, and then she introduced me to Lilia. And that's how we got started with the FSS program.
While Bruce was on the FSS program, he was able to take advantage of some of our resources, our community resources, such as Newtown. They kind of meet with them one-on-one, and they make it very personal, where they take a look at their credit issues and take a look at their credit score and try to do everything they can to increase their credit score. So Bruce went through this program with the Newtown program, and part of that program is opening up an IDA account. It's a savings account that they can open, and the IDA account allows them to save $5,000 of their own money, and then the Newtown program will match that 3 times that amount. So when everything's said and done, they can end up with $20,000 total to put down as a down payment on a home.
First of all, the most important thing is they help us find a stable place to live. That's my mom, because at that time my mom was a single mom with 2 kids. I was not working at that time. I was a full-time student. So it's only 1 income for 3 people. So the important thing is the FSS program provides us with a place, a roof over our head. That's the most important thing. Then from then on, also I can go to school. And at that time, also the specialist at that time, Lilia, she also provided us with resources. She passed me on with the jobs opening, anything I could try to apply at that time. And also because of her, I was qualified for the job at the company I worked for, from Saracom. And from there, I started work for other 3. I just qualified for the 4th one. So I work for 4 different companies now.
No matter where you've started from, the possibility is there for you, and it's not going to happen overnight. This family's been on the program for 5 years, and it didn't happen overnight. You know, they went from being a student, a full-time student, to working 3 jobs, and his mother, working 6 days a week, and so it's something that is available to everyone, and it can happen for your family too.
The city of Chandler helped me a lot, find a job for my son, and at the end I have a house too. Yeah, so I'm very happy, and I don't know how to say thank you with city of Chandler and the people who work for my family.
This family started, in a Malaysian refugee camp, and and came to the U.S. with basically nothing, and had the opportunity to be housed through the Section 8 program, and they now are homeowners, and they went from nothing to home ownership.
To be honest, without FSS program, Section 8 program, these programs available, I wouldn't be here. My family wouldn't be here. We could not afford here. We could not have this house without this system. We wouldn't be here without it.
This is beautiful, very beautiful. So, congratulations.
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 Thank you.
Good job. Good job.
There was one thing that I want to do now that we accomplished our goal, becoming a homeowner. With the system of the FSS program, in the future, I was hoping maybe I would become a Section 8 landlord, if that's possible. Maybe I get up with the payments of current house, maybe I could buy another house and be a Section 8 landlord. And if possible, I can keep the rent as cheap as possible.
Isn't that inspiring?